taking away our projector. They went into chapter 11, and they took away our projector. Why didn't they go to Best Buy? What happened to Best Buy? Huh?
Best Buy still working.
So that's why we don't have a projector here. Thank you very much for UC Radio Show. Next time, Best Buy, please. I want to thank you all for being here. You know, it's expensive going to these events, right? But it takes a certain type of person to understand the value.
Yes.
To be able to take that leap of faith and notice that at the end of the tunnel, you're going to come out of here with more knowledge, with the possibility of creating another source of income,
Yes.
with creating a better reality for your life. So I'd just like each and every one of you to stand up and applaud yourself for being here, because you deserve it as much as I do. All right. So, things you should know about the stock market. Why is it that so many people, when you mention the stock market, the first thing in their mind is, when is it going to crash? Say aye if you've heard that.
Aye.
All right, those of you who are not awake, you keep sleeping. Everyone's expecting the market to crash. Who thinks it's going to crash in the next 6 months? You don't know, right?
No.
I don't know. There's opportunity in pessimistic times, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to tell you the reality. In December of 2018, the market crashed. Who knows that it crashed?
Oh, I know.
1, 2, 3, 4 people, 5, 6. I gotta count myself as well. How did it crash? It crashed differently than it's normally expected to crash. It didn't drop 30%, 40%, 20%. It didn't drop 15%. But it crashed. I lost $150,000.
Wow.
But it gets better than that. The market crashed in an unbelievable way. It dropped not once, not twice, 3 times within the month of December. It's the worst monthly crash since 1932.
Yeah.
Wow.
And most people don't know about it. And most people will never know about it. Or maybe they will, I don't know. A year before that crash, I had a meeting with my broker. And I had told him, I'm expecting the market to crash this year. But not like any crash. I expect it to drop 3 times within 8 to 10% each. Was I good or what? We can all make guesses. I meditated on this. Sometimes we forget to meditate. Did you know that if you were ill, and if you imagine yourself doing an activity, Larry can attest to this, right, Larry?
Yes, sir.
If you dream it, you can own it. You can do it better in unbelievable ways. So I dreamed of this stock market crash. Good for me, right? I still lost $150,000. Funny, right? But This is the part that we forget. If you have a vision, where's the plan? I lack the plan. If I would have had a plan in place, if my broker would have had a plan in place, we would have made so much money off of those crashes.
Yeah.
There's opportunity in pessimistic times. It doesn't matter which type of financial investment you make. I mean, when Chris was here yesterday, I was like, wow, he's got it.
Yes.
But he didn't tell us all the sweat, all the hours he's put in,
Come on now.
the days he's had to wake up with so much stress saying, how am I going to do this today? I know that. Am I right? Or
It's the price.
he didn't say it. He was smiling. But I know that it takes more than that.
Yes. Right.
All right?
Yeah.
Why so much pessimism? Why? What's to gain? There always is something to gain from pessimistic times. You are not alone if you're going through a breakup in your marriage. You are not alone if you are going into bankruptcy or if you're behind on your bills. There's someone who can help you. But why do you keep to yourself? Ask and you'll receive.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Say amen.
Amen.
Right? Listen. If you take an open view on things and ask yourself, instead of focusing on the problem,
Come on now. That's
focus on finding a solution.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
So, the stock market reminds me of a roller coaster ride. On the way down, everybody's having fun or scared. Right? What do you expect? Enjoy the ride. Who knows about baseball here? What is it, 9 innings, right? Sure. What happens if you've missed the first or second inning? You've got 7 to go, at least. It's the same thing with the stock market. It's never too early, and it's never too late to jump in. All right? It's taking that leap of faith. What's required of you? You don't need a degree. You don't need any special skills. But you need 2 things. Patience, and you've got homework. You've got to research. Because if you don't research, how in the world are you going to find out which stock to go into? Now, I've got a secret for all of you. People were asking me, how do you double your money quickly and safely? Who wants to know the answer to that? Just one person?
You don't.
Hey, we're writing, baby. We're trying to take notes. Yes, give us time to raise it.
It's the only way.
That's it. That's the only way.
Cash.
Right? Double it, fold it up, put it away. Is it funny? A good stock investment can take 2 to 7 years to grow. 2 to 7 years to grow. All right? Now, the most amazing thing is that you have unbelievable surroundings. Okay? The clothes you wear, the jewelry you wear, the cars that are around your block, what people are talking about, the next big thing. These are things worthwhile investing in. Are they going to make you a millionaire? Possibly, but I don't think so. Not necessarily. But you've got to start out somewhere. So don't be afraid to be wrong. The key is not the brain. It's the stomach. When you're in a roller coaster ride, how many people hurl? I'm certain you've heard many people hurl, right? The stock market, you get these stomach pains. I get them all the time. On my way here yesterday, I sat down. As I got off the plane, I sat down to make an investment, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. What happens if the market stock goes down? What happens? There's opportunity. You might lose, but you're gonna get it back. All right? You're gonna get it back. My 150,000 that I've lost, I'm almost there. I'm almost back.
Yeah, it went back up, yeah.
All right? I haven't checked in a few days because I don't check it every day and get a heart attack, bro.
Yeah, I know that's right.
The key to everything is patience. You're gonna hear these brokers that'll say, "Where's my money? Where's my money?" But if you have patience, it's gonna get there. Disney, when they started out, Disney, they had Disney World and Epcot Center. All right? And they needed to expand to make more money. So what did they do? They had a meeting of the minds. A financial breakthrough, as you call it. They found out that the name could sell, t-shirts and other apparel, TV, souvenirs, hotels, parks, companies paid to build on their properties, but most of all, and this is where I credit people like Chris Perkins, real estate is not reflected in the financial gains of the stock market necessarily, unless you're in rates, real estate investments. It's not reflected. Disney has immense real estate, immense, and it's worth a lot. How much should you invest in stocks? I recommend 10% of your income. However, you're free to choose to do with your money as you like. 95%, 99% of the people will not take 10% and invest it. 99% of the people will have their money collect dust under their mattress, in their closet. I see some of you nodding your heads. I've done it. How do you learn if you don't do it? Right? So if you're happy with it collecting dust, that's fine by me. But you've got Chris there, who's giving you an opportunity to invest with him.
It's awesome.
You know, that's awesome.
Yes, it is. Yes,
And,
it is.
you know, real estate is an immense topic.
Yes, it is.
You know, I just found out last week, because I had a three-way call with a realtor, and I know a bit about real estate. I have some real estate, I'm invested as well. And I told him, you know, you just sold the property, what did you do with the money? So he said, I had to put it in the bank. I said, didn't you do a 1031 exchange? I said, Chris, do you know about that? So 1031 exchange avoids you from paying taxes, doing a reinvestment. But there are many more terms. In 20 minutes, we can't cover all the terms. So we're here to entice you and see which one of us are you going to work with.
Come on now. Come on now. That's powerful. Yes.
If you're interested in buying stocks and you want to get started, I recommend 5 to 15 stocks. Remember, for every stock that you follow, there's a story behind it. All right? There's a story behind it. Whether it's in clothing, transportation, computers, whatever you want to invest in, whatever you believe in. I mean, those people who have Apple products, they're not going away. I don't have an Apple product. I believe in Apple.
Yes.
But I believe in so much that I haven't invested in it yet. This is how everyday people think about these things. I'm an everyday person. We think about these things. We don't do it. We don't take action. When are you going to take action for you?
Yes.
When? These are the first steps. Focus on the company, as I said. See what their competition is doing. Because if you can compare, then you can see which one is better. Which one can bring you possibly more returns. Where is their money coming from? Sometimes money's not coming from the right places, the right sources. I don't want to get too deep into that, but if you start to read, you'll know what I'm talking about. Is their money growing? You can't look at the future, but you can revisit the past. And the past can tell you a story about a company. It can tell you if it's going to flop, if it's progressively increasing, if it's worthwhile your time to invest or recommend to someone. It's not the stock that counts. It's the story. I'm certain you've heard that. It's your story. It's the company's story. If you can think of a great story on a company, it doesn't have to be a long story. 1 or 2 sentences. Why do you like Apple? Who has an Apple phone here? Who can answer that? Somebody stand up? Don't everybody stand up.
I just started using it. Well, I talk like
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Why do you like Apple?
Because it's very business friendly. I do a lot of business, and I find that there's least distractions on my Apple. It's pretty cut and dry. I can do everything I need to do business wise.
Thank you. I don't mean to, because I know you can. People who love Apple will talk
And talk.
and talk and talk. I said 1 to 2 sentences. The more information that you have on a product, the more worthwhile it is to invest in it. All right? There's 2 folds to everything. All right? I asked for a sentence or 2, but the more powerful you make that story, it's easier. Why not invest in it?
You must have an Android.
I do.
Wait a minute. We're gonna talk about the Android, right? We're not gonna do that.
As I said, I have a broker, and I invest with the broker, but I also invest on my own. I started out in this app called Robinhood. You don't have to download it, but if you do, be my guest. I use Robinhood and E-Trade right now on my own platform. And then I have a broker at UBS. The good thing about Robinhood is you can use it on your phone. But not only that, you can use it on your watch. But not only that, you can know about stocks, their history. You can be able to understand a stock, not only how much is worth today, but how much is worth tomorrow.
That's awesome.
All right? Most of all, you can see its history because the future is not going to be presentable. All right? I have a lot of information to cover here. In 20 minutes, it's hard to give you everything about the stock market. All right? So if you can give me 1 more minute, and I'll briefly summarize it. I do penny stocks, and this is a topic worth talking about. Now, I'm going to get ready to do a class to help people invest in the next 2 or 3 months. Penny stock. You're not going to hear much about this because this is the highest risk stock, right? However, within 5 to 10 minutes, you can make loads of money if you do the research, all right? There's index funds, there's dividends in stocks. I have a mutual fund, which I bought 1,700 shares. It cost me $18,000, and it gives me $3,000 on average yearly return.
That's awesome.
You know, it's not perfect, but the broker gets a cut. So, you know, that's the disadvantage of the broker. Now, I would love to keep talking to you about the stock market, but it's going to happen on another occasion. All right? What I want to leave you with is with this. Set your calendar on your phone at least once a week. Just like Chris Holder told me. Start getting focused on money-making activities. Put that reminder on your phone. It doesn't have to be the stock market. It doesn't have to be real estate or crypto or any other. One thing you got to do. Any questions? Anything? All right. thank you very much for these short 20 minutes. So, for our next guest speaker. All right, listen, let's give it up for David Dion.